Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can. What about you?
I can hear you loud and clear. How are you today?
I'm fine. What about you?
Okay, I'm really good, really good. And how was your day today? Can you please tell me?
Uh,
What did you
it
do
was good,
today?
and I go to the restaurant. It was good, and I go to the restaurant today, and also go swimming.
Go to the restaurant. Oh, very nice, very nice. Did you eat something special?
Yes, I ate the birds.
Mm-hmm. Eat
Yes, I ate the birds. This tastes
birds.
very delicious. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. I never heard that, like chicken, something like this, or can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, so what type of the birds did you eat today? What is something
I
that you
don't
ate?
know because I don't know. I just eat them,
Mm-hmm.
and I also eat sticky rice mixing birds.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay,
is also tastes very good.
mm-hmm. Okay, very nice. Okay, so we will start. We will continue where we stop on our previous class. Now, okay, I will share my screen. Okay, now we have here. Okay, the next questions. Okay, so can you please read the question? Okay, this question and give me your answer.
Uh, do you know where the people who lives? Do you know the people who lives next door to you? No, I don't know. I don't even know what's name the owner of. So hard.
Mhm. Okay, and how often do you see your neighbors? For example, do you see your neighbors when you go to school, when you come back from school? How often do you see your neighbors?
How often do I see my neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I haven't seen them for a very long time.
Okay, for a long time. Okay, and can you please tell me? Okay, so we have here this question. Okay, now, okay, this question. Can you please read this question and give me your answer?
Okay. How can neighbors be helpful?
Mm-hmm.
First is they can probably share some specialties or share some food, drinks, or the thing they have extra.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, that is done during an earthquake or a fire that the neighbors can be like calling to us if we still sleep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And did you ever, for example, help your neighbors so far?
No.
No. And how can you help your neighbors? What is something that you can do to help your neighbors? Can you please tell me?
Um, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know because it has been a long time since the last time I helped, and I don't even know what the last time it was.
Mhm. Okay. Now let's see. And we have here, okay, can you please, okay, this is interesting question. Can you please read this question and give me your answer?
What kind of problems can people have with their neighbors in a big city?
Mm-hmm.
First is their neighbors can make a very loud noise. For example, cats, dogs, or more is pets, babies. None of them can be very annoying during night.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what else can you have? Okay, so okay, having a pet, what else can you have?
Oh, I think the next one is probably. I think that's only the reason because there's no others.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how about smoking in a building? Can this be a problem?
Smoking, yeah, but I think the smoking already banned.
Banned. Okay, and can you please tell me how about your neighbors around your neighborhood? Do they used to have, for example, problems? What do you think about this? Do they have a problems with some other neighbors? Did you ever heard that neighbors have a problem with some other neighbors?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Now, let's see. We have here this question now. Newspapers and magazines. Okay, so what is something that you read on the internet? Can you please tell me?
I think that I would prefer. I read neither of those. I read neither of these, so I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't read. I haven't read a newspaper or magazine before.
Okay, and what do you usually read?
I think I don't read much. I only read books at school. I don't read any books, including like some theory or I think that yeah, I was read comics, but some long story that I don't read because that took so long, and this can also create a problem.
Okay, and what type of the comic book do you usually read? What is the type of the comic book that you usually read?
Um, I used to read it, but right now I don't.
Okay, can you give
So
me
I don't
example?
know because right now that I lost it. I don't
Mhm.
even know the name anymore.
Okay, so what in this comic books? What is the story about?
I don't even remember because it's have been about 4 years. I just know that I have read a comic before, but right now I don't read it.
Okay, now let's see, and we have here. Okay, the question number 3. Can you please read the question number 3?
Uh, who do you think? Do you think reading a magazine or newspaper can help you learn a language? In my opinion, is probably no. Unless you read a foreign magazine or newspaper that contain a new language that you can learn them. But a magazine or a newspaper often only contain one language. Is the country where it's published. So I don't think that people can learn a new language from magazine or newspaper.
Okay, and for example, which language in the future would you like to learn more? Okay, what is the some other language that you would like to learn?
Language would I like to learn? No, I think that I don't like to learn any more language.
Languages, because
Because it will be very hard, and I think it doesn't make any sense.
what can you say why? Why do you think so?
I think I haven't gone to a. I won't go to a country that doesn't speak English because every country has a small part that read English, and you know that in some countries that don't speak English, like Canada or in Europe, it's still containing English in some products, so I can read them.
Okay, and now let's see. This is interesting question. Next one. Can please read the next blue question.
Why did you think some people prefer magazines to newspaper? I think that the reason why people just prefer magazines or newspaper is because they don't like computers. They don't like the light from the computer that hurt the eyes. So they prefer like reading magazines or newspaper that both good for the eyes, also help them learn something new.
Okay, so they can learn something new. Okay, and in the future, what is something new that you would like to learn about?
I think that in the future I might want. I think that I don't want to learn anymore. I just learn things from books and school books.
Okay, and we have here. This is interesting. Okay, the next one. Okay, can you please read this type of the question?
Do you prefer to read local news or international news? I think that I would prefer to learn to like read international news more. It's because I can see more good news about nature. Because if the local, there will be so less news and it will be less interesting because you already know it, most of it. But for international, some information you have never heard before. So it's very interesting to see, and you maybe learn something from that.
Okay, and what do you think about sport news?
Sport news, I think it's only good for someone who likes sports. I'm not.
Okay, and okay, and we have here this next question. Okay, what do you think about this question? Can you please read this question?
Okay, which is more popular where you live, newspaper or magazine? I think that neither of my classmates, teachers, and even like some adults and elderly in my where I live, that they don't read newspaper or magazine because they're already pretty old. I think seeing a pupil reading a newspaper or magazine now is kind of very rare. It's almost no, because that you know that some of the company that produces them are now bankrupt.
Okay, and do many people today read the newspaper? What do you think?
No, I think it's probably people nowadays don't read them as much as before.
Okay, and we have here in the future. Okay, the next question. So can you please read the next question?
In the future, do you think more people than today will read newspaper or fewer people? I think that probably fewer people because that internet is just more and more complex, more is better. So I think that fewer people, and right now that newspaper and magazines is ready to be extinct.
Okay, and we have here. Do you think newspaper will be important in the future? So what do you think about this? This is an interesting question. So do you think?
I think that newspaper will be very useless in the future because that we have many more like news on the TV or the news you search in the internet. It will be much more comfortable, and it even summarizes for you. So you know that newspaper are very long and from A to Z. So a news that they're already being summarized is much better.
Okay, now let's see. Okay, and we have here. Okay, outdoor activities. Now, what type of outdoor activities are most common in your, let's say, in your country? Can you please tell me?
Uh, Outdoor activities.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that I don't like outdoor activities because right now, you know, Vietnam is very hot. So going outside, it don't make any sense. Just so hot.
Okay, now let's see, and we have here. Okay, it's really hot, and when the weather it's not so hot. Okay, so which outdoor activity are common in your country?
Probably going to the park. Probably. Probably.
Okay, and why do you think so?
It's because um, I think that the park is the best place to go when you're. I think that the park is probably the best place to go when you're boring because it has roads to run or bench when you want to sit down, and even have for example, in my city is a park that are even containing a lot of fun things to play. So we enjoyed going there, but it's probably it doesn't have a roof. So it's kind of hard to see people in this summer. I think that during spring or autumn, there will be many more people because the weather there is just so good that we will go there a lot.
Okay, and we have here sports. I know that you sometimes you prefer to play badminton. Is that right?
Yes.
And how often do you play badminton?
I play them once a week.
Okay, and why you don't play more often?
Because I don't have time.
And if you have time, what is something that uh, what is something that you would like to play?
Time? I think that Saturday evening or Sunday afternoon is the best time.
Okay, and why do you think so?
It's because that's the time when my parents free. Because that they are working all the time. That's the best time where I can spend some time playing with them.
Okay, very nice. Now, let's see. Okay, so we have here. Okay, this next question. Can you please read the next question?
Okay. How much time do you spend outdoors every week? I think I said to you before it's about 165 out of 168 hours a week outside in summer holidays. In others, it's probably half of it that I go outside.
Okay, and what type of outdoor activities are popular? Okay, among your classmates?
I think that I don't know if they are enjoying outdoor activities or not.
Okay, what do they speak about, for example, in school? Okay, so what type of the outdoor activities? For example, did you heard that they speak in schools?
I think that I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them talking about these topics. Maybe it's kind of boring.
Okay, now we have here these questions about patience and politeness. Is important. Okay, before we continue with these questions, I want to ask you. Okay, is important to be patient and polite? So, what do you think?
I think that patience is when you like doing nothing for a period of time to wait for someone or something. It's good. And polite is, for example, if you go like polite is if you go, for example, to see a relatives and like in 10th holiday you don't eat much. You say thank you when you will get lucky money, or you say goodbye when you go home. This when you go out. That's the activity that's it's polite. I think both of these are
both of these are. Can you repeat, please? Are
good. Good.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
And what do you think? Patience. Okay. About patience, for example, in school. Do you have patience when you go to school, or do you have any other activity that is similar to when you are patient? So, in which situations are you patient?
But first it's in a queue for tickets or basketball or like or when you want a signature of your idol, you have to like stay in a queue. So that's where the impatience, the patience, is like on a king.
Okay, very nice. And we have here this this question. Can you please read this question for us and give us your answer?
Okay. Do you think you are a patient person? Me, I think I am a mid patient. So I'm not very patient, but I'm not very impatient. So it's to stay in a medium one.
Okay, and do you know someone who is not patient? Do you have, for example, some friends? No.
No, no, yeah.
And how about your brother? Is he patient?
I think he's the same patient as mine.
Okay, and why do you think so?
It's because that he always stay in a key like me, and he doesn't say anything. Proof that he's patient and don't say that I'm boring.
Okay, and we have here the next one. Have you ever lost your patience? Okay, so for example,
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
okay, and And what do you think? What do you think about persons who are losing their patience about something? So what do you think about these persons? These people who are losing their patience. Okay, so they are, for example, not patient. Okay, so what advice would you give to people who are not so patient?
I think I don't give them any advice. I just let them look at their impatience. You know that if you said about a mistake of someone, it just make them less pay attention to you. You know that when you were small, you play games a lot. You like games and you play a lot. And then parents go in and criticize your hobby and said that you shouldn't play that game so much. And at that point, do you give up to it? Definitely no. And again, we're just angry at our parents. So as you can see, uh, if someone have a mistake or they are just impatient and have bad personalities, we don't say it because the more we say, the less chance they can give it up. But we just let them see it. I let them see the consequences after we keeping these bad personalities. So then they can fix it.
Okay, so then they can fix their issues. Okay, and we have here about politeness. Are you a polite person? So what do you think about this? Are you polite? Are you nice to everybody?
I'm a little bit polite. So again, in the middle.
Okay, and who taught you to be polite? Who is someone that taught you to be polite?
Of course, it's my parents. Because out from the parents, there's no one who teach you like that. Even the teacher. The teacher only teach you knowledge, not social skills.
And are social skills important? So what do you think? Are
Yes, it's
important
very.
in our...
Yes, it definitely. You have to know how to cook, how to wash the dishes, how to clean the house, how to like make the bed, how to tidy the bed, like that. So that's a social skill that everyone needs to learn. If not soon, we're like.
Okay, so this is something that people should learn. Okay, and what about other activities? Okay, can you please tell me? Okay, so what is something else that we need to learn? For example, if you are let's say in school. Okay, so what else can we learn about beside knowledge in school? What also school can teach us? What is something else that
I
school
think that
can
school
teach us?
just about knowledge, knowledge.
And how about behavior? Okay, for example, in your school, is this also something that can be taught in school?
Taught in school.
Okay, how you behave, for example, on the street, how you behave with adults. So do you think that this is also something that can be learned, that teachers can teach you at school?
Uh, at school, I think that at school that you learn about social skills, but not much.
Okay, so this is something, definitely something that you can learn about. Okay, now we have here okay, and who taught you to be polite? Is that your mom? Is that your dad?
Um, I think that again is my parents, both.
Okay. Both of them. Okay, very nice. Now, and we have here, what do you do if others are not polite to you, if others are not nice to you? So what is something that you can do? If someone is rude to you, what is something that you can do?
If someone is rude to me,
So what is something that you can do?
I don't say anything, and I just talk about my parents and my teacher about it. Because the more I agree, the more they're rude.
Okay. Now let's see, and if someone is rude to you, okay, or wants to fight with you, what is something that you can do? If someone is rude to you, if someone is wants to fight with you, so what is something that you can do?
Something that I can do to stop people from rude.
Yes. So what is something that you can do if someone is
Uh,
very rude to you? Okay. So what can you do?
I have two ways. First is I don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I need to do is now I have two ways to solve. First, I talk to my parents and teachers about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is I will talk, but not talk like criticize. I will talk to them about consequences after you keep rude other people, and then they will see it and try to fix it without any argument.
Okay. Okay. And did you ever had a conflict so far that someone, for example, wants to hit you? Did you ever had this
No,
situation?
no.
Okay. And how would you react if someone wants to hit you? So would you run away? Would you, for example, argue with this person? So what would you do if someone wants to hit you?
If someone wants to hit me,
Yes.
okay. So if someone wants to hit me, I will don't run away. I will say something
Mm-hmm. Like what?
like hey, you are idiots, like that. You are idiots. So just idiots hits people like that. Anyone that makes them less interesting to me. Because that the more we get, the more they want to hit. So we just said something that make them less interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like only idiots hit people, or you are idiots, like that. All of this sentence that make them less interesting, so you can go away.
Mm-hmm. So this person
For
can.
example, if you are like having someone that doing something bad, you just said that in an emergency. You said that, so people can like a lot less interesting to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very nice. Now let's see, and we have here about public transport. Okay. Now I already asked you. You explained me about public transport that most of the people are using a motorbike. Okay. I want to ask you, what is your favorite type of public transport? So, what do you think?
I don't like any of the public transport, even the plane. Because you know that I only in my trip 9 hours to Australia in 26th of May 2023. Do you know how much time do I sleep?
And how much?
3 hours. I only
Three
sleep about
hours.
3 hours in a plane. Yes, in an
Wow.
economy class.
Hmm.
You know why?
Why?
I think you probably know about babies. You know
What?
that they torture me all the time.
Babies.
Babies, they torture me all the time. Yes, and no one talk about it because I forgot to bring my AirPods with me. If so, that I can just pull out some chill music and just sleep until morning. I can skip probably about 6 to 7 hours.
Hmm. Okay, so yes, this is sometimes that can be a big problem. Okay, I understand this. This is something that uh okay, my friend, I told you that my friend used to be in Vietnam and he traveled for 19 hours combined. Okay, 19 hours, and he used to have the similar problem as you do in both flights because he changed two flights to come to my country. So in both flights, in these flights there were babies, and he was upset because he couldn't sleep at all.
Yes, I think that I have a lesson after this that bring your AirPods your and your headphone and make a chill noise and avoid everything else. Because that if we focus on music, we won't pay attention to everything else.
Mm, okay.
It's the perfect way for long like travel if you travel in business class. Because if you know economy, because you know the business or first class don't have babies.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, this is something new.
So
I didn't know about
and
this.
that's the reason why it's 50 times better besides having private
Mm,
launch. You also
mm,
don't have to like hearing the crazy baby sound, like scratching the board for several hours at once. It's just like listening to an iPhone alarm. You know that I think that I would either listening to an iPhone alarm for about a couple of hours rather than listening for baby cries for an hour. They literally torture.
Okay, okay, and what do you do? What is something that you do when you're traveling on public transport? Okay, okay. So for example, when you travel by bus, okay, what is something or when you travel with airplane? Okay, so you mentioned that you are listening to music. Okay, so what other activities you can do? For example, during this transportation, let's say transportation. So what other activities you can do?
Activities that I can do. So the first is I have some AirPods or headphones, make a loud music that I like, and like sleep or playing games till the end. Because the bus they only last for a couple of minutes. Because I don't travel by bus much. I only travel with my class during trips also.
Mhm. Okay, so this is something that you can do. Okay, and we have here. Okay, how could a public transport in your country be improved? That means, what do you think? How this public transport can be better, in your opinion? So, what do you think?
How do public transport is better?
How can be better? How can, for example, public transport can be better?
I think it's better for the government and for all of the people, but not good for each people.
Okay, but
Wait, can
how?
you go out for drink of water? I
Uh,
absolutely am thirsty right now.
yes, of course.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming back.
Hmm? So, in your opinion, how public transport can be better? Okay, so what is something that the government can do to make public transport even more better?
So I think that the thing that I can do to make it better, first is make them like bigger,
Mm-hmm.
make them bigger. When you know the plane is already pretty good with big seats, but the bus, you know that some people like the bus in winter, and some people might even like some students in college even say goodbye to the motorbike to go on by bus. Do you know why?
Why?
There are three reasons. In winter, they don't need to drive. They cheap, one third of $1 per bus stop per travel, and they with being warm because there's a huge amount of people in a bus. Yeah, so I think the public transportation now is already good, so no need to change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what do you think about some other ways of public transportation? Are there any other ways of public transportation? What do you think, for example, about trains? What is your opinion about trains when we speak about trains? So what do you think about this type of transportation right now?
Um, I think that trains is good because that's only about two people in a train. That is about 5 square meters. It's at beds because all trains have beds because it's mostly travel overnight. So having beds is the thing that even the business card don't have.
Mhm. Okay, having
Yeah, I think it's already
yes.
have business class in my airline have fully flat seat, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not as comfortable as in the train.
Mm-hmm. It's not so comfortable.
But
Okay,
you know
and
what is a disadvantage? It
of
traveled
trains.
20 times slower. Yeah, it traveled 20 times slower. slower. You know that from Hanoi to Da Nang, it took an hour and 15 minutes by plane, but it's gonna took roughly 20 hours to go that distance by train, because you know that train even goes slower than the speed of a bicycle if you drive fast enough, like some uh, some professional cycler, they even like ride the bike faster than the train. So train is so slow, but I think at least it's comfortable, so it works.
Mhm. Okay, and how is how much is the distance between Da Nang and Hanoi in kilometers?
Probably 900 kilometers.
Mhm.
So by plane, traveling is 750 kilometers per hour, took an hour and 50 minutes. And a train, traveling 45 kilometers per hour, that took 20 hours.
Mhm. Okay, and when was the last time that you traveled by train?
Last time that I traveled by train,
Mhm.
4 years ago, when I'm going to visit my father are in business in Guangdong province.
Mm. Okay, and how did you felt when you traveled by train? Would you are you excited? So how was your feelings about
It's
this? When
very, because that only white people in a bed that are bigger than a business class in the, like in planes,
okay,
and
so
it's also you can sleep there. Was you know that is have like a soundproof walls, so no babies cry there.
mhm.
Soundproof walls.
Okay, very nice. This is really nice. Okay, so I can say that your trains in your country sometimes when I hear this story, sometimes yeah, are very slow for 45 kilometer per hour. That is,
Yeah.
I don't know how to say, but this is not something that is, in my opinion, is something that is not so special. We used to have trains like this in my country. That, for example, my hometown is around 35 kilometers from city where I live now. So you use 35 kilometers, and I remember that we need to, for example, 1 hour and 50 minutes to to have from the city where I live to my hometown. Now, can you imagine? Okay, so 1 hour and 50 minutes for 35 kilometers. So right now, so now we have um, a railroad or train station, trains who are much faster, much faster. For example, 35 kilometers, only in 22 minutes or something like this. And if you travel from my city to the capital city, the distance is around 85 kilometers. You need only 30, I think 36 minutes, something like this. So it's really fast. 36 minutes for 80 kilometers. What do you think about this?
I think it's already pretty slow.
What?
It's slow. It's kind of
36
slow.
minutes. 36 minutes for 80 kilometers. That is slow
Wow.
to you.
Yo, I think that's slow for someone who is really want to fast. But if that speed is applied in my country, probably that planes will go bankrupt
Yes, of course.
because
The
that
planes will go much.
is better.
Yes, I agree. Planes will go much faster, but this is something that is improving. Yes, but I forgot to mention if you travel. Okay, so you have certain bus stop, some stations where some passengers will leave, some passengers will leave for the train. Some will take a board on the train. So yes, and it only needs you 36 minutes to go. But yes, I agree. This is Yes, even when you compare with airplane, this is really
faster than a car at high speed.
yes.
At high speed road.
Yes, this is
Yes.
something that can be, yeah, I understand what you want to say, but uh, yes, and now when we compare, for example, next week, we will speak about this, okay, or okay, I don't want to forget to speak with you about this because you will get information from VIP. So I will not, we will not have classes from 26th June until 7th July because I'm going on vacation with my family. So in this
Okay,
period,
so 26th,
26th June,
26th of June,
mhm,
okay, to
7th July or 6th July. Okay, you can tell your brother because 7th July is Sunday. I will return on Saturday. Yes, we will have a class on 6th July, you and me, because it's Saturday. So we will have that back then. In the future, we will have class. So I will return and we will have class on.
at 6,
Uh,
wait, a Sunday. I think that tomorrow is going to be my first English class at 6 to 9. So I think we can't have class in there because I'm gonna like learn for 4 hours straight in the evening. I think that literally there's entirely that is not possible.
no, no, no. I'm not saying. I'm not
So
saying about. I'm not saying.
Saturday.
Your brother will have on Sunday a class with me, so it's not a problem. But I'm saying that on 6th July, I will come back from my vacation and we can
Yeah.
have a class. Okay, from 6th July we can have a
Okay.
class. Okay,
At
and
this time.
but yes,
At this time. Yeah. Okay.
yes, and okay, so I will be off from 26th June until 6th July. We will not have classes. The first class that you and me we will have, it will be on 6th July. So I will return on 6th July and we can have a class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm going to Greece. I'm going to Greece. I'm going on vacation with my family. So we will. I will go to another country, and I need to take a little break because I didn't use a break for 6 years. I didn't have any breaks, and this is the reason why I'm taking a break. So I need to relax a little bit. Okay, so this is one of the reasons. And I want to ask you, okay, so if you want, before I go, 26 June is Wednesday. Before I go, we can have a class on Monday or we can have a class on Tuesday if you want. If you want, of course. If you don't want, no
No, I
problem.
think that you can just enjoy your holiday without that any class before or after. So you
Okay,
can have
okay.
like a holiday.
Okay, 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 no problem. Now, we will continue from here. Okay, so what is your favorite season? What season do you like?
Season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my favorite reason is season.
Seasons. Mm-hmm.
It's season is probably I have two famous favorite season depending on two ways. First is the weather. It's awesome. It's probably the best. It's very cool, and you don't need to like, you don't have a cough, a cold, or a sick because the weather is just so good. And about the holidays that I prefer summer. So I would prefer summer for holiday and autumn on weather. So no season are perfect. Each one has its own advantage and drawback.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And tell me the seasons about your country. What are the seasons in your country?
Uh, okay, so I think it's. Do you know that there's a massive different seasons between the north and the south of Vietnam? Do you know
Mm,
about this?
no? Can you explain?
Okay. So in north or specifically in Hanoi, there is four seasons. There is spring, summer, autumn, and winter, like as usual. But in the south, there is only two seasons, wet season and dry season.
I didn't know about this.
I heard about this when I learned geography in grade 5. Because there is a massive mountainous area that is in the central of Vietnam and is like stop the wind from going there. So that's why it doesn't have like a winter.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that people in the south don't know what a coat is because they
Really?
don't wear it. Coat don't
Oh.
being sold in there. And if you can find a coat sell if you find a shop that sell coats, you're probably very, very lucky because no one there used them. So I think that it will be bankrupt in a couple of days because nobody buy them. There is no coat. It's 24/7. There's no coat or wind because that the mountain area at the central just covered all of that. And that's the reason why north in Vietnam is super cold. It doesn't have snow, but it's still super cold. It's can down to 10 degrees, which is so cold.
Okay, so this is something that can be okay. Yes, I understand. And what is the coldest temperature in Vietnam? Okay, when it's really cold. So what is the coldest temperature?
Coldest temperature ever recorded in Vietnam?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, and what is the temperature right now, for example, in your city right now?
It's I think that's it's cool. It's so hot because it's in summer right now.
Okay, and how? Okay, we have here this question. Can you please read this question for us?
Okay. How do the clothes people wear in the country change with the seasons? I think it's pretty straightforward because that you know that in the spring it's still cold in Vietnam. So that's why the people still wear coats, trousers, socks, shoes, jackets. So I think that during summer or autumn, that wear shorts, shorts and t-shirt, the famous clothes, and even hats if it's too like too hot.
Okay, so this is too hot. And do any types of jobs? Okay, the next questions. Okay, this is interesting question. Can you please read this question for us?
Okay. Do any type of job people do in your is tourism popular in the particular season in your country? Yes, it's probably in summer or autumn because that is the day where it's got the weather is gonna be the best. So they just go there.
Okay, and what do you think? What do you think? What, for example, in this season that is right now, what type of the clothes do you wear now? Okay, so what type of the clothes people are wearing right now in this time of the year?
I usually wear shorts and t-shirt because they are the coolest and it's the most comfortable.
Okay, now we have here the next one. Okay, this is interesting question. Can you please read this question?
Okay. Is tourism popular in wait? I think I already answered this. So the last one. What season or weather do you think? I already asked. Or you already asked. Okay.
Okay.
What season or weather do you think is the most suitable for work and or study? I think that in autumn. In autumn, because it's the first term of the year. So it's already like a pretty good time for work and study.
Okay, and which jobs are popular jobs are popular, let's say, in your country right now?
In China, what?
Which jobs are popular? Okay, people like which jobs are popular in your country right now, or in your city right now?
In the city right now, it's cool in summer.
Okay, and okay, so no jobs. What is something that people like to do? What jobs are popular?
Job are popular. I think it was in a company worker, or like working at a computer, AI, or like some designer.
Okay. Okay, and what do you think? Can you be designer? Can you be in IT sector? So what do you think about this?
I think it's probably because that those like these are not going to be jobless and also get a ton of money.
Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, I asked you about sports. Okay, I don't want to ask you about this. Okay, I want to ask you about the internet. Okay, so you use internet. For what do you usually use internet? For what is something that you usually use internet?
What do you use in the internet? Okay, so I think I use internet for education and entertainment.
Okay, can you explain?
Okay, so I usually like to like let's me think. Study by search for ways to do a work, ways to solve a problems in the internet. And for entertain, I can play games. I can chat and watch TikTok in them, which is very fun.
Okay, and are children allowed? This is interesting, to use the internet in your school. So is it allowed to use phones or internet in your school?
So it's like no, it's not allowed, and don't allow to use phone either.
Okay, so how, for example, if you're not feeling well, how do you send a message to your parents? What is something that you do to send a message to your parents?
After finish, you know that when the when the bell rings, then student can take the phone off.
Okay, and now we have here this question. Can you please read this question for us?
Okay. Do you think that the internet is useful for study? Yes, of course. You can like study with friends online. You can do quiz online. You can search for methods of doing something online. That's three of the ways.
Okay, and what do you in what subject? Okay, I want to ask you, for example, what subject do you usually study and you use internet? Okay, so what is the subject that you usually study and use the internet?
English, literature, and math, because those are the hardest. So it requires more.
Okay, now let's see. Okay, so this is something that is really nice. Okay, and now can you please read this question?
Okay. Have you ever used the internet to buy something? No. My parents use it for some apps or shopping app online, but I'm not because I don't have money.
Okay, and are there any dangers in buying things online? So what do you think? Are some things that you're buying online when you are buying, can this be dangerous?
Dangerous? No. I think it's only about like let's me say it's probably like some dark web that is said to you in the previous class.
Okay, and for example, okay, what do you order usually? Okay, or your parents order when they want to buy something online. What do they order?
What do I order?
Your parents, what do they order?
Probably shoes and some sports themed things.
Okay, and okay, what do you think about buying food, searching food online? Is this possible? For example, if I want to come to your country and order something online, like food online. So what do you think about this?
Food online.
Buying food online. So what do you think about this?
I think the food online is very like if depend on luck because that if the people who are delivering that is like having problems or the food is not hot enough that you'll be very mad.
Okay. Now that is quite nice. Okay, and what would you suggest me right now to eat besides sticky rice in your country? Is there anything that you would like to suggest me to try to eat right now in your country?
Well, I think that you should search them in the internet because that will be more interesting. I just showed you them. It's going to be less interesting because you'll be surprised for something that may seem popular in your country, but it become like famous thing in Vietnam.
Mhm. Okay, very nice. Okay, so we can stop here. That was really nice and really good. Okay, I really enjoyed these questions. What do you think? Are these questions interesting?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so see you on Wednesday. Okay,
Okay. So bye.
bye bye.
Okay.